Today, 1/3 of all land on Earth is desert. Case in point, the Arab state of Qatar. It's bordered on 3 sides by water, but that water is too salty for farming. Michael began thinking about how to get rid of the salt. He researched traditional desalination plants but found they were too expensive. Then he came across a tiny creature that seemed to have the problem figured out.
The Namibian fog-basking beetle is an amazing example of an adaptation to a very resource-constrained environment. What the beetle does is it comes out of its hiding place at night, it crawls to the top of a sand dune, and then because it's got this matte black shell, it's able to radiate heat out to the night sky and become slightly cooler than its surroundings. And as the moist breeze blows in off the sea, you get droplets of water forming on the cool shell. Just before the sun comes up, it tips the shell up, the water runs down to its mouth, has a good drink, goes off and hides the rest of the day.
Michael began sketching designs for an equivalent of the beetle's shell that farmers could use to give plants a drink. Usually, we use greenhouses to trap the sun's heat, but Michael turned that idea upside down. In the desert, at night, the outer surface of a greenhouse becomes very cool and could condense water from the air around it.
I put a mirror in the icebox to cool down. If we hold this over a bit of hot water, we should find that we get condensation forming that leaves the salt behind in the solution, and it just evaporates pure water into the air.
Michael has designed a greenhouse which uses solar energy to pump in warm seawater. That water flows into a space between 2 roof layers where it soaks into cardboard pads.
At night, that roof loses heat to the night sky and becomes cooler than its surroundings so that you can get this condensation forming. The roof is at an angle, and once that starts to form droplets, then we can use that to water the plants.
Michael put his greenhouse to the test in Qatar. It was the opening salvo of what he calls the Sahara Forest Project. And soon it was producing fruits and vegetables just like European farmland.
By bringing concentrated solar power and the saltwater-cooled greenhouse together, we're using what we have a lot of, sunlight, seawater and carbon dioxide, to produce more of what we need.
With the success in Qatar, Michael's ready to scale up his designs and transform deserts into bread baskets all around the globe.
The project in Qatar was 2.5 acres. There's the potential to go really big. 5 years down the road, we hope that we will have significantly scaled up and will be producing really massive quantities of food in some of the most water-stressed parts of the world.
Humanity has been decimating ecosystems for millennia, but now we have the chance to use technology and ingenuity to restore them, transforming the face of our planet.
If a beetle can do it, then we ought to be able to do it. Humans are ingenious.
By turning deserts into fertile places, we could dramatically boost the world's